Hey there everyone, it is John Creighton Petersen, mixed media fusion artist with Art New Wave, and today I'm here to show you the down and dirty basics for doing peyote stitch. To begin, I'm going to use a stop bead, and I'm using large plastic pony beads for this example just because they show up better in the video. So what I'm going to do is to start my stop bead, I pass through the bead this way, so I'm going to pass back through it. What this will do is that this is going to create a bead that won't move. So it's going to keep all my other beadwork from my first row of the peyote stitch in place. Now it's time to add our first row of beads for our even count peyote. So we have our 6 beads because 6 is an even number, and now I'm going to begin adding in my next row of peyote. I'm going to warn you right now, this is going to be a little messy, and the first row of your peyote is always a nightmare, but once you get it started, it just fills in so quickly and it's so easy, and it's worth the struggle on this first row. So deep breath, everybody. Pick up your first bead. So for my next row, I'm going to use the lime green. This bead is going to rest right up here at the end, so I need to pass through my next bead in. So with peyote, the rule to always remember is you're always skipping a bead. So I'm skipping my first bead, and I'm going to go through the second bead. And I'm just going to pull this through. And this is going to slide all over, so I apologize. Yay! So, see how this is already forcing that bead to go up? That's what's going to end up happening. You're going to start having kind of that tooth look, or if you think of, two saw blades going together. So I'm going to pick up my next lime green bead. I'm going to skip a bead, and I'm going to pass through this one here. So pull my bead down, and I'll lay this down here just so it's kind of easier so you can see where it's going to go. So again, I'm skipping this bead because that one's right there, and I'm going to pass through the next one. Try to hold these all together so they don't fly all around. Usually I do this holding, so it's a little bit easier when I'm holding them up, right? So see, pulled it right into shape. So now you can see how the peyote stitch is coming together. So again, I'm picking one up, skipping over that one. I'm going to go through the last of my beads, not my stop bead, but the last of my beads in this row. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that through, pull my thread, and look at that. There is my first completed row of peyote. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working backwards. So think of it as an old typewriter. I've typed down this way, I've got to return that way. We're going to go back and forth. So I'm going to pick up one of my lime beads, and I'm going to pass through that one right there. Oops, flip that over so you can see. There we go. Pick up my next one, so I'm skipping this bead and going through that one. So again, I'm just filling in the gaps. You might find this easier. Generally when I'm doing my peyote, I actually hold it like this. I find it easier once it gets started. So now I can just pull that through. And that way I find the beads don't tangle up as much either. So you can see where I'm coming out there. So I'm going to skip this bead, and I'm going to go through that bead. There we go. Woohoo! So now we're going to start on our next row. So I'm going to switch colors up here a little bit. I'm going to do this lighter silver color. So again, I'm going to pick one up. I'm going to pass through this bead. So now I'm going to continue down this row. I'm going to fill in with a silver bead here, and I'm going to come out here. So picking up a silver, going through here. There we go. And now the last one. Pick up and fill in. So now you can really see that kind of brickwork. Now I think you kind of have the idea. So now I'm going to go back the other way. So here's that next row added. Now I'm pretty sure you've probably got the idea now. Now I'm just going to fill in with a bead here, pass through here, add a bead, pass through here, add a bead, and come out here. See how simple and easy peyote stitch can be? For those of you who have worked with even count peyote before, or for those of you who would like to master another technique, I'm going to show you what I was told is called Navajo peyote in even count. Could have a different name, but this is the name I learned. Again, we're going to do 6 beads as our beginning stitch. And then what we're going to do is, instead of adding individual beads on, I'm going to pick up my next row of 6 beads all together, and basically think of this as working in a circle to start out with. So I am going to go through the last bead of my first row, so I'm skipping my end bead, and I'm just going to pull my needle through here, and let me snug everything back up against the stop bead there. So this is an easy way to do peyote, and honestly I wish I would have learned this way to do it to begin with. So again, I put my second row of beads on, which are the teal color, and then I came through my end bead. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch in a zigzag down the row to create my peyote stitch. So with that being said, I passed with my teal back through my charcoal color. Now I'm going to zigzag up to the teal. So I'm coming out of my second teal bead here, so I need to cross down and pass through the next charcoal, just like so. Pull those snug. Now I'm coming out of the third charcoal here, so I need to go up through the fourth teal. So now I'm going to pass through there, just like so. Perfect. Now I'm going to cross down, go through the charcoal, just like so. Pull it snug as a bug. And now I'm going to pass from my charcoal up through my teal. See how beautifully lined up this is without all the frustration that you have doing the regular peyote stitch? The beauty of using this stitch for even count peyote is that you're always going to have straight, even edges instead of having those wobbly kind of bacon edges that you can sometimes get with peyote if your tension's not the same all the way through. So now I'm going to add my next row, which is in this pink color. And I'm actually going to show you how I hold this myself when I'm doing this after the first row. So I like to pick up my peyote, just like so. And I'm coming out of the teal on this end. So now I'm going to pass through the teal, going towards my work on the other end, just like so. And I just find this easier for myself to hold. So I'm coming out of the teal. Now I'm going to pass through the pink, and I'm going to go through this next teal at the same time, because I can do that now that I've kind of got the pattern going. And see how snug I can pull that? Just like that. So I'm coming out of this teal here, so I need to cross up to the pink, and I'm going to pass through that teal at the same time. Just make sure you don't crisscross your threads when you're doing this. So there's that, and then I'm going to finish by going through the last pink. For the next row, I'm going to be adding silver. So again, I'm coming out of the pink on this end, so I'm going to pass back through the pink going towards my work. So I'm just going to pass through. I'm going to pass through my silver, which is my next one, then go down to the pink. So I'm doing my zigzag pattern again. There's that. Coming out of this pink here, so I need to cross up to this silver right here, and then I'm going to cross through that pink right there. Pull those snug, and then go out of the end silver. There we go. For the next row, I'm going to be adding lime green. So again, coming out on the silver on this end, so I need to pass through the silver on this end. Now if you find that you're getting caught up when you're stitching through your beads by passing through 2 of them at one time, go back to just adding 1. So I'm coming out of this silver, I need to go through the next line, so I'll just show you just doing 1 at a time. So I'm coming out of the line here, so now I need to cross down to this silver and pass through there. You'll find that that's where things can go a little awry if you cross around a bead that way. So that's an easy mistake to make. Even I make it all the time. So I'm coming out of the silver, pass through the green. So I'm coming out of the green. Now I need to go down through the silver. Perfect. And then we're going to end by going out of the green. And there is a beautiful beginning to a peyote stitch in even count. Be sure to check out more video tutorials at artnewwave.com.